boys and girls. Welcome to Everyday Math Lesson 1.1, Math, Message, and Number Sequences. The materials that you'll need, notebook paper, pencil, math journal, and a number grid would be helpful. If you don't have a number grid, still follow along, and you can use the number grid that I provide on the next slides. The first thing that we're going to do is practice counting. So for the first one, we're going to start at 2 and we're going to count by 2s and we'll stop at 20. If you want to use the number grid for help, please use that resource. Here we go. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Let's try another one. This time, let's count by 5s. We'll start at 5 and we'll stop at 50. Here we go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. This next one, we'll start at 10, we'll count by 10s, and we'll stop at 100. Here we go. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. If you want to practice on your own or rewind and try again, please feel free to do so before we move on to the next part. The next thing we're going to do is count backwards. So we'll count backwards by 2s, but this time we'll start at 20 and we'll stop when we reach 0. Are you ready? So again, we're going to start at 20 and we're counting backwards. Here we go. 20, 18, 16, 14, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 0. And if you want to try that again, you can press pause and then either rewind or just count on your own. Let's try another one. This time we're going to start at 50. We're going to count back by 5s and we'll stop when we reach 0. Here we go. 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and 0. We'll try one last one. We'll count back by 10s. We'll start at 100 and end when we get to 0. Here we go. 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 0. Thank you for counting with me. The next thing that we're going to need is our notebook paper, or if you have a whiteboard and marker, we'll write down some things from the next slide. If the speed is too fast, please pause as often as needed. So in your notebook, I want you to write down the next numbers to continue the count. So if I'm starting at 26 and then I move to 27, can you tell me what the next 6 numbers will be? And maybe press pause to solve and then press play to check your work. Pause now. And if you want to use the number grid on the side for help, please feel free to do so. So we were at 26, 27, then we would have 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, and lastly 33. Let's try another one. This time we have a number that's missing before, and then I gave you 32 and 33. Can you tell me the number that's before and then the 5 numbers that would come after? Press pause and then play to hear the answer. The number that would be first would be 31. Then we have 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, and lastly 38. Now we have 75, we're missing a number, then we have 77. Can you write down the missing numbers? Press pause and play to hear the answer. After 75, we would have 76. They gave us 77, then we would have 78, 79, 80, 81, 82. And again, if you want to use the 100 chart or the number grid on the side, please feel free to do so. The next one we'll practice, we have two numbers before that are missing, and then we have the numbers 16, 17, and then fill in the missing 4 after. Press pause and then play to hear the answer. So first we would have 14, 15. We already have 16 and 17. After 17 would be 18, 19, 20, and lastly 21. We'll practice a couple more, 2 more. For number 5, all we have is the number 89. So can you tell me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers that would come after 89? Press pause and play to hear the answer. After 89, we would have 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, and lastly 96. For the last problem that we'll practice, we have the number 12. We're missing the number right before, and then I want you to tell me the 6 numbers that come after 12. Press pause and then play to hear the answer. The number right before 12 would be 11. After 12, we would have 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. We're going to work a little bit more with this from our math journal. So could you take out your math journal and could you open up to page 1? Page 1 looks like this. So this is very similar to what we just got done practicing. So if you look at number 1, they gave us the number 21, but we're missing 2 numbers in between. Can you write down the missing numbers? You're going to do the same thing for the rest of them. When you look at number 6, we have some bigger numbers. So they started with 1027, 1028. I want you to really just focus on what would come after 28. And then you can put so if I do one of them with you, so I know that right after 28 would be 29. Well, I'm still going to have my 1000, so I'm going to still put my 1, my comma, my 0, and then I have my 29. I'll make that a little bit smaller. And then you want to think about what's going to come right after 29, and then plug in your 1 and your 0 before for your 1000 one. So what I'd like you to do is complete this whole page on your own. When you're done, take a picture and add that picture to Seesaw for your classroom teacher. And we will go over this page in our next video. If you want to use a number grid, I have a number grid on the next slide. So you could pause your screen when it's on the hundreds chart to use the number grid to go along with this page. All right, thank you. I'll see you next time.